Discussion of the following program, subject matter is advised.
In the studio, we have Mark Bonto, the star of Comedy on Tap. Comedian, writer, and actor. We understand that you've won 6 national awards.
Yes, I've won 5 national awards for my television show, which I host, write, and produce. And I also have won one local award at the Flint Film Festival for my television show. So that, yes, that's absolutely true.
And I'm sure you're very grateful to be a award-winning comedian, actor, and writer.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Yes, it's very nice and it's very rewarding to be a award-winning comedian, actor, and writer. Sometimes it gets in the way. Sometimes if I'm at the local store and someone says to me, "Hey, are you a normal comedian, actor, and writer?" I have to tell them no.
Okay.
I say no. I am an award-winning comedian, actor, and writer. And see, that they don't. They really start to be impressed by that. They say, "I thought you were just a normal comedian, actor, and writer." And I say, "No, I am a award-winning." And they said, "Well, in that case, let me buy you." And this is like at the party store. Let me buy you that 6-pack.
Okay.
And so I let them do that. And then I walk out with 6 free beef jerkies, which I don't eat, but they're free. So why not?
The new film,
Yes.
that you're in,
Yes.
it's semi-pro.
Yeah, it's called Semi-Pro. That's right.
Okay. It's set in the world of 1970s basketball, and the film centers on the fictional Flint, Michigan Tropics basketball team.
The Flint Michigan Tropics basketball team. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
It takes place as they enter their final year of the American Basketball Association. Jackie Moon, played by Will Ferrell, is the owner, coach, player of the team, and he rallies his teammates to make their NBA dreams come true.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Tell me, Mark, what position did you play?
I didn't play a position, Ron. I wasn't part of the basketball team.
Well, what part were you involved in?
I was the lighting gaffer. I was the gaffer's duct tape man.
Okay.
Yeah. I held the duct tape for the lighting gaffer. Yeah,
Okay.
he needed some. I was there. It was great. No, I wasn't part of the basketball team. Now I am 6'3",
Okay.
which I played basketball growing up. So I'm a tall guy. I could have been on the Flint Tropics basketball team, and I could have been part of the movie there. But no, I was an extra. I was like I was in the crowd. I was a passerby. I was the speck of guy walking by, or the speck of guy in the crowd here and there. But no, I was not. I was definitely not part of the basketball team. Although I did play basketball growing up.
Okay.
I wasn't very good though.
Okay.
I wasn't very good. Like I said, I was the tallest kid in my neighborhood. I was 6'3", 6'4", and but I just wasn't any good. I mean, people would say, "Hey, you as big as Larry Bird," you know. It made me feel good. But the problem is, I played basketball like Big Bird. That was the problem.
Okay.
And so yes, the joke didn't go over that well back then either. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Is this film on the same level as White Men Can't Jump with Will Ferrell not Will Ferrell, but Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes?
Well, Woody Harrelson's in this movie, so you're right.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's why they cast him in this movie, because he was in White Man Can't Jump. You didn't think that was funny? You didn't think that was funny, did you?
Well, yes, absolutely.
Yes, I can tell.
enjoy Cheers immensely.
Yes.
But how did you get this part?
How did I get this part? It's a good question. It's interesting, Ron. They were advertising locally for extras in the local newspaper. Also, different media and medias were advertising to have extras. I belong to a talent agency, and I hadn't heard from them. Once in a while, they'll send me something, or they'll call me or email me, letting me know there's something available for me to do in film, which never works out for me. I can't go to New York for 3 months on a moment's notice, or to L.A. for a year to shoot a film. It just doesn't work out that way. So a lot of these things I can't do. But so I hadn't heard from them. So I saw this ad, and they're wanting like clothing sizes and your age and a picture and stuff like that. So I got all the stuff together, and through the local paper because of that. And before I was even able to submit that, my talent agency actually called me, and they also emailed me. They did both, and they asked me if I wanted a part in it. So really, I got the part through my talent agency, and they're the ones who actually got a hold of me and asked me if I wanted to do it. I decided this was in my own hometown, and I could do this, and so that's how I found out about it. Well, that's how I got the part. Is they told me who to report to and where to go, and as you do, a lot of times you tell me where to go, and I appreciate that.
We happen.
Now that you found funny. A minute ago, nothing was funny, but that you found funny.
I happen to be privileged enough to be on location.
Yes, you were.
But security was so tight.
Yeah.
Why is security so tight on these locations?
Because you couldn't get in. You wanted to get in. You wanted to film me, didn't you?
Absolutely.
You wanted to get in close to me. Well, a lot of people like you, Ron, passers-by, lookers on, a lot of people from the area, they wanted to see the shooting. And there was a lot of local police, and the film crew had their bodyguards. The movie had their bodyguards. So we were protected by them. For people like you who wanted to get in and kind of, mess with us extras, who wanted to get our extras autographs. But yeah, they were. I don't know why though. I'm not sure why. This whole experience to me wasn't really a big deal. Now, I've been in front of the camera, Ron, for a long time. I've had my television show for 17 years, as you mentioned.
Okay.
I've won awards. I've been in front of the camera for a long, long time. And so, and I do my material, I do my show, I do a lot of my stuff.
Wonderful.
A lot of talking, as you know. And so to be in a major film is great. I'm excited that it was a major film, but I wasn't, to me, it really wasn't a big deal. And I'm not trying to be modest, but it really wasn't a big deal to do this. Everybody I know, I have a lot of friends at the bank where I work at, and a lot of friends and family who think it's a great thing, and they love it. And everybody I've talked to, it's great, and they're so happy. But to me, it was like, yeah, you're right. I accept it. I said, that's great. Thank you. You're right. I love it, and I accept what they're doing. But inside, I'm going, it's really not a big deal.
Well, you're more than being modest, Mr. Bonto. In fact, I enjoy watching your show, Comedy on Tap.
Well, thank you, Ron. Thank you.
It's very, very enlightening, and it is very humorous.
Well, thank you. Well, it's a lot of fun to do. I love doing my show, and we have a great time doing my show. And I think that's probably why it was such a contrast to doing a major film like this. Now, because I stood around for 8-10 hours a day doing nothing, and they got, I don't know if I'm even going to make the final cut of the movie. I was basically, standing out there for 8-10 hours a day. I was basically, getting a suntan, standing out there, walking back and forth every so often. One of the scenes we shot, I was out there for 8 hours. And I guess that they got like 1/8 of a page of script. So, just a few seconds worth of actual film was going to make the movie. And I was out there busting my butt all day long. And let me tell you something, Ron, this was hard work. Being an extra is hard work.
Okay.
It was tough.
Is this your first movie?
No, Ron. This is actually my second major movie. I did a movie about 6 years ago called 61.
Oh, okay.
It was made in 2001. And 61 was directed, it was a baseball movie. It was about the race to Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris to break the 61 home run record in one season by Babe Ruth. And the movie was actually directed by Billy Crystal. And I was in that. I was a fan. I was in the stands. if you know where to stop the movie, if you're watching the DVD, if you know where to stop, you know where to look,
Okay.
you can see me in the blue shirt right there.
All right.
In the middle of a couple thousand fans just looking, and that's me.
Okay.
So I was in that movie. As I said, Ron, I am an old hat. I'm old hat at this extra stuff. This is second nature to me. I can be an extra anywhere. I'm the best extra ever. I'm going to win the best extra award. If they have a best extra award, Academy Award, best extra,
Okay.
that's it. That's me. I've won it.
That is wonderful.
This year, for the Academy Awards, next year I should say, best extra, I'm going to bring that up as a nominee, and I'm going to be in there. I'll be the guy walking by,
Okay.
and they'll have the extras, and I'll be the winner
Okay.
of that. Every day, now listen to this, every day, Ron, every day, I would have to, first of all, I would have to wait, stand out in the sun, stand outside, stand for 8, 10 hours. I mean, that's tough.
Well,
Then after that, now listen to this. After that, I had to go. They had a local chuck wagon or a
Okay.
local buffet where they would feed us.
Sure.
I would have to fight my way through the line. I mean, this is tough work. I had to fight my way through the line to get the actual food that I wanted before it
Okay.
was taken.
Okay.
Tough.
Where was the film shot?
The film was shot mainly in Los Angeles. 90% of the film was shot in Los Angeles. But because I don't know who wrote this film. Does anybody know who wrote this film? But this guy had to be from Flint, Michigan, or around Flint to write about this is a fictitious movie, to write about a fictitious basketball team called the Flint Tropics. Good name, writer. Tropics. How many tropics do we have in Flint? Maybe the Flint Snowbirds, but the Flint Tropics. Even though it's about the Flint, Michigan tropics, most of the movie was filmed right there in L.A. A few of the scenes and a few of the shots, obviously, were here in Flint, Michigan, and also some scenes, and I did one that was down in Detroit. So we did some scenes in the area, in the state, but most of the movie was made in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about who's in the movie.
Okay.
Maura Tierney is there. She is right there. She's from ER. She's in the movie. A guy named DeRay Davis. He's from Reno 911.
Okay.
DeRay,
I watch
Davis.
all of those.
Yes. Do you really?
Yes, absolutely.
You don't watch it. Do you really?
Sure, absolutely. I
Yeah.
certainly do.
Well, he's in there.
Okay.
I find that funny. I don't know why. Another guy. There he is, right there. That's Andre Benjamin. Now he starred in the 2000 film Idlewild, which you are familiar with Idlewild, right?
Absolutely.
What is Idlewild? What is that?
It's a resort area. During segregation, African Americans really didn't have a place to go, so 4 white guys founded and bought property in northern Michigan.
White guys aren't always bad.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
They can jump, but they're not bad.
Exactly. So up through the 60s, it was great. All kinds of activities and stars appeared there, and it's still vital to the African American community. Are your friends and family excited? Are they supporting you in this?
Yeah, a lot of people. It's funny. Everybody's excited for me. As I mentioned, to me, it's really not a big deal. And I'm not trying to be modest, but I've been in front of the camera for a long, long time, and I'm used to it. But everybody I know is very excited, very happy for me, very happy for the experience. I think they would love to do something like this, and it's fun. It's a good experience. It's good to be on my resume, and it's a good experience, and it's fun to do. Everybody I pass by, I don't even know these people that pass by, and they know I'm in the movie.
Oh wow,
And
that's
I tell
wonderful.
them, I tell them I'm just an extra. I'm not a big deal, but they think it's a big deal.
Okay.
So I say, you're right. Extras get $2 million per second they're on, and I don't tell them that, no.
Okay.
But no, they think it's a big deal, and I go with it though, Ron. I go, you right. And I wear a hat, and I sign their book, and be off with you, little people. Be off.
Well, that's kind of a natural transition from the small screen to the big screen.
Right.
Well, how do I get to be on an
That's a good
extra?
extra. Great question.
Okay.
Great. That's what I'm talking about, Ron.
I'm a learning. I'm a learning.
A learned man.
Entrepreneur of
Would you like
of
to
my own
be in the
show.
movies? Would you like to be an extra?
Absolutely, absolutely.
See, now that's something, you're right. That's something people would want to know. People would want to know, hey, how can I be an extra?
Exactly.
And the answer is you can't. Sorry, you can't. You can't be an extra. Sorry, you have to be like me.
Okay.
No, you can. I mean, there's several ways to be an extra. You can belong to a talent agency like myself.
Okay.
You can. This film, they advertised for extras. I mean, they were shooting in town. So basically, you can get an agent. The best thing to do is get an agent, and they can book you in films. Of course, you have to be versatile to do it. But you know, there's a lot of ways to be an extra, and if you pay me enough money, I can tell you those ways.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We also understand that you also, in addition to being an award-winning writer and author, actually, you're an author as well.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron. Exactly. We do better when you don't have questions in front of you. That's exactly right.
Well, where can our viewing audience view this this material or get more information?
If they go to my website, markbonto.com, they can view. I have different pages on there. I've got an author page, a comedian page. I don't quite have a film page yet.
Okay, that's coming. That's coming.
My webmaster, I guess, put on the home page, put a couple things as far as the film goes. But I don't quite have a film page yet until my resume builds more than two. Okay. Two is just not enough for a page. But they can go to markbonto.com. That's markbonto.com. I'll say it again, markbonto.com. And they can check everything out about me on markbonto.com. And let me tell you the name of that website.
Sure.
It's markbonto.com.
Okay. Yes. When will this film appear in the movie theaters?
It's a great question, Ron. Great question. Well, the schedule in theaters, as I mentioned earlier, in February of 2008, which right now the scheduled date is February 29th, which is the leap year day. So that's the day it's supposed to be out in theaters. Look for me. I'll be the guy in the crowd, or you'll notice my foot or my arm or a piece of hair. I wear a yellow suit in one scene. In another scene, I wear a brown leisure suit in another. So it was a lot of fun, and you can see me if you have binoculars and look real hard. But you know what? It was a good experience. I had a good time. It was something to put on my resume. I now have 2 big films under my belt, and even if I don't make the final cut, it was something that I'm happy I did, and I'm $120 richer, and I can now pay my lights.
That's wonderful. The final question, I think.
It's wonderful for you, but my kids who have been living without lights the last 2 months are not so happy.
Well, maybe with the pay that you're going
to
receive.
Yes, a lot of pay.
From this film.
Right.
You should be able to hopefully meet your obligations to consumer power companies or wherever utility companies.
Yes, I can now afford 1 week of water. Yeah, absolutely. But as we speak, February 29th, 2008 is when it's supposed to come out. Now, that's subject to change. It could be another day, but February 29th, as I've mentioned 3 or 4 times, it's February 29th.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and that's when it's scheduled to come out in theaters. So if you want to watch me in the theaters, you can. And you can't stop the film until the projectionist, hey, stop, I know that guy, you can't do that.
Okay.
But I'll be there. I should be on there. If I'm not on film, it's because, like I said, the scenes were shot so quick that, I may not have made the cut. But I'm happy to have done it.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And I got good food.
Well, we certainly appreciate you sharing your this exciting information with with the viewers. And
I appreciate everything you did too, Ron. And a lot of people don't know this, but you right now are I love this. Right now, you are not wearing pants, and I love the fact that you're hiding that. So thank you. You look tremendous, though.
Thank you. We want to thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
And you're more than welcome to come back at any time.
I am.
Yes.
Isn't this my show right now? So I appreciate you saying that. No, I'm kidding. I can come back to your show anytime?
Anytime. Well, we want to thank you, Mark Bonto, for appearing with us.
Thanks for having me, Ron. You're very good. This is a nice venue. I appreciate it. Great. Any other questions?
I'm happy for you.
I'd love to answer. I've got 10 minutes left on this tape. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you. And now it's time for Comedy on Tap News with Mark Bonamossi and Don Olmsted Swanson. Yeah! Well, thank you. Can you run around the room, make it sound like a crowd? Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Common Tab News. I am Mark Bonto. The world's biggest airliner made history last month by flying from Europe to New York. It's a double-decker that seats 550 passengers. The flight was also historic because it's the first time 550 people watched the movie Deuce Bigalow, American Gigolo.
Britney Spears and Kevin Federline are now officially divorced. It took a little longer than it should have because Kevin, for some reason, insisted on being paid in scratch-off lottery tickets.
Britney and Kevin also made the custody arrangement. They both agreed that the children would be better off raising themselves.
Hillary Clinton announced that she will now meet with the Rutgers women's basketball team. In a related story, Bill Clinton announced that he's going to meet with the Rutgers women's swimming, volleyball, and gymnastics teams.
According to USA Today, Tom Cruise's wedding was in an Italian castle. That inspired Elizabeth Hurley to marry in a British castle and Eva Longoria to book her wedding in a French castle. Meanwhile, Kirstie Alley is getting married at a white castle.
Last week, Dunkin' Donuts celebrated their anniversary by giving away free iced coffee. So if you wanted to commit a crime, that would have been the perfect day to do it.
Congratulations to Larry King, celebrating 50 years in broadcasting. Here's the amazing part. He didn't even get into the business until he was 78 years old.
The Postal Service will soon be introducing a new set of Star Wars-themed stamps. The plan is they'll be issuing a really cool set of Star Wars stamps. And then, in 15 years, they'll release a second set of Star Wars stamps that gets 2 thumbs down.
Tara Reid is starting her own fast food restaurant. This is great news for anyone who likes cheap food soaked in vodka.
Angelina Jolie is reportedly making plans to adopt another baby. When asked why, Jolie said, "Because it's Thursday."
The state of Florida is funding an anti-gravity classroom that allows students to experience weightlessness. Not surprisingly, in the anti-gravity classroom, the American kids still weigh 160 pounds.
And finally, over the weekend, 100,000 U.S. Airways passengers were stranded. Not because of the storm. It was a Saturday night and all of the pilots were drunk.
Well, I'm Mark Bonto for Comedy on Tab News, and for Don Olmsted Swanson. And just remember, no news is our news. Good night, everybody.
Happiness. Oh, yes. And sometimes looking at the ocean is enough to curl your toes up. Hey, don't you turn your nose up at that feeling you're feeling. Hello, happiness. Hello, happiness.